Alright guys, welcome to um this video, and in this video I'm going to explain to you if I'm starting KDP in 2025, how am I going to start KDP? That's the essence of this video. So let's jump straight into it. Now let me explain what Amazon KDP is. Alright, if you're starting Amazon KDP in 2026, how are you going to go about it? What do you need to know? What has changed? I'm going to cover everything in this video. Understand? I'm not going to go through the corners. This video is going to be direct. Okay. So first off, you go to Amazon.com. Now, Amazon.com is owned by Jeff Bezos, Amazon services, and they don't just have KDP. They have other platforms attached to them. They have Amazon Prime. They have audiobooks, Audible, AWS. There are a lot of services under Amazon, which KDP is one of them, and we are going to be working with KDP, right? So now KDP means Kindle Direct Publishing. You can look for it. KDP meaning, and from the meaning, it allows authors to create and publish books. So if you are going to know what KDP is, you are going to use KDP for. It allows authors and publishers to create, publish, and sell eBooks, paperbacks to millions of. And the good thing about it is that we don't have to pay for anything to be able to use um, Amazon KDP. Just create an account and then you are good to go. So now that brings us to the next question. How do you create Amazon KDP account? Now, to create accounts, I always recommend using a private browser. There are different private browsers you can use. There's Brave, there's Tor, there's Firefox. A lot of them that you can use. But so far, I use Tor browser for my account creation, and you can also use it. It's very good. So you go to the Tor browser project, and then you depend on the device. If you're using a phone, if you're using a smartphone, just search for Tor browser. If it's on Android, you see Tor browser. If it's on iPhone, you see Onet browser. That's the name, Onet browser. So now that's for that. Okay. The next thing is after downloading this, how will you now start creating your account, right? So we'll open our Tor browser and then make sure it's on. Make sure your browser is connected, because it has inbuilt progress. So it's not going to detect where you're creating your account from. Like for instance, I'm in Nigeria. It's not going to detect that I'm creating my account from Nigeria. It's going to be showing for instance, let me show you. It's kdp.amazon.com. Now, there are two ways to create account. Either you create it directly from amazon.com, or you create it from KDP. You create KDP account, and if you create it, it automatically gives you an Amazon account, right? So that is another way to create an account very much of. And then you come over to this page, you click join KDP. I'm not going to go into details on how to create account here, because it's against YouTube policy for me to put create a video that have details, like using details like phone number and stuff. It's against the policy. The last time I tried it, the video was removed. But you understand, you just come and enter an email, and then one thing you should also know is you have to use foreign number to create your account. Because I don't know, it's been long I tried Nigerian number, because they hardly send OTP. So if you want to use a foreign number, come to this website called virtualsms.org. So you create an account with virtual. They have an application on phone, on Android and on iPhone. So you download it, then search for Amazon over here. But it's not free, so you have to pay for it. You have to sign in with Google and top up. So after you do that, then you can start using the services. You can fund it your Naira card and what have you. That's how you um, go for that. So when you are done, you just any number, you just come here, activate, they will give you a number. You come back here after this page, you see where you ask it for number and then you supply the number. They send you a code, the code will be showing around there and the app. You paste it and there you have it. You've created your account. Then after creating your account, you need to enter details for tax and what have you. Then after that you verify your account. So after that now we are done with the first stage and congratulations, you now have a KDP account. Right. So you have and if you have a KDP account, automatically you have an Amazon account. You can set up authentication because of you don't want to be using this number because the number lasts for 20 minutes. So you set authentication that you are going to use, right? So that's for that one. Now you create after creating your account, what's the next now? Amazon KDP, say you know it's publishing books and you want to write books that people are buying. You want to write books that people are buying, right? So how do you write books that people are buying? That brings you to the next stage, which is research. But before research, I want to introduce you to different, maybe a couple of things on Amazon. Amazon, this Amazon.com here. So Amazon have different marketplaces because they don't only sell to American people, US people. They also sell. They have UK. Is it global? I think it's just the Chinese and I think they're in Chinese also because they have their own marketplaces. So they don't only sell to those ones. But every other country, Amazon has a way to reach to them. And then this is your advantage because if you are going to be working with, let's say, you want to create a book that is about weight loss and you want to reach other audience too, you can translate your book and give it to other um, can publish on other marketplaces and they will buy. For instance, let me show you Amazon.es. This is Spanish, the Spanish marketplace. I see this Spanish marketplace, and you can see these are product services they have. If I come here, let me say I click on bestsellers, then I click on books for instance. You see the books here, they are not English, but they are selling on this marketplace. So when we get to the research part, how you will understand this part better. Okay. So and the next part of this video is research. Sorry, setting up your tools. So what tools do you need? Now Amazon involves different. Let me close this tab and this tab. We don't need them now. Now, Amazon, you are going to be using a lot of tools for KDP. It's going to be minimalistic because I'm more of a minimal. I don't like using complicated tools, and there are free tools, there are paid tools that you can use for your publishing journey, especially for if you are doing your research, if you are doing your covers, if you are doing your write-ups, your content generation. Which tools are you going to use? So we are going to break it down one after the other. Right now, for research, you're going to be using Publisher Rocket. Like this is a paid tool. So this is Publisher Rocket. You can see optimize your book search. You think it's $999 to get access to Publisher Rocket. So this is one. This is a paid tool. Now you have Bookbeam. This is another tool. You have okay, this Bookbeam is also not free, but you have a couple of free extensions on Bookbeam that you can use, right? So these are tools that can help you to do book research, analyze your competitors, and a whole lot of things. If you know how to really use them, you can watch a video on how to use Publisher Rocket. You understand? So this Publisher Rocket is just one person only for one person's use, right? And this is your lifetime access until you get all this for $199. And it's a lifetime something. No, you don't have to pay again after paying for the first one. This is also BookBeam. Is I also love using this one too. You it has that like it's very okay. This is $29 per month. So this one they don't have free, sorry, they don't have a lifetime, I guess. So now these are the paid ones. Now let's get to the free ones. Free ones are mostly extensions that you use in on Amazon. So I created this is a new profile, so I don't want to end it with everything I'm going to download it and some things that I've not used on this particular profile. Right. Now let me show you for instance. There's the tool I mostly use is Titans Pro. Titans Pro and Titans Quick View. These are the two I mostly use for my research. Okay. So now let's download Titans Pro. This is Titans Pro. Amazon KDP research tool. You click on add to Chrome. It's going to add. So as it adding, it's also going to ask you to log in and to create an account with them. So it's okay, you can create an account with them. Let me see, I want to use this. So I've not created an account with them, so I'll do sign up. Okay, now you sign up with your email. Okay, I've created my account. Now it's time to log in. Now, after logging in, now you see I've logged in on this one. It doesn't take time. You come back to here and search for Titans Quick View. So you have your Titans Quick Amazon Titans Quick View. This one. So you add to Chrome as well. You go click on add extension. It's still going to take you to that page. But we've already done those ones. Right. So now I've done this one, so I've done this one. So this extension now, if you look at your browser here, you see you have two extensions, right? Then one more extension. I don't use these two extension on one tab. So this first two I downloaded is okay for me. I don't need to create another thing out of it, you understand? But if you want to add another extension, these are just the three major extensions I use. Okay. Then this one. I remember I'm talking about research. I've not gotten to um, part where I start creating content. Because there are still tools that I use for my AI tools like ChatGPT. I shall have extension I use for that one as well. So if you don't need both, you have secret account with this one. Okay. So now, after doing all these things, now this is my Amazon, right? Let me show you what. Let me show you an importance of. Let's just say something like cancer drug. Let me show you. So I start for cancer drugs now, right? Now check. See how my is showing Titans preview. You see how it's showing. If I didn't add the extension, I will not be able to use this, and very bad. Okay, so now we have when you search for cancer drug, all these things now, the books. And how do we use this? When we get to the part where we start doing research, you shall explain to you how to check the BSRs of this book, how many sales they are making, and is this something you want to do? Because you don't want to go and create books that are not selling, right? You don't want to create books that are not selling. That's just the honest truth. Okay, now let's get into it. So I have my extensions ready. I have my extensions ready. Let's get into it. Let me close these other tabs. Let's get into it. All right. Now this part is research. Research. So I'm going to give you about 2 to 3 kinds of research for beginners. If you are just starting out, kind of research you can do. Okay. So I'm coming. All right. Now let's get into that. So I'm going to teach you the bestsellers approach, the new release approach, and the AI approach. Or should I say generic research, just broad research. Now, for this purpose, we're going to be using just use Amazon bestsellers, and I'm also going to do some research on other marketplaces too. So this might be a little longer than it's supposed to be. Now, mind you, see, I open this is the first approach, Amazon bestsellers. So let's click on Amazon bestsellers, and then this one is Amazon new releases for books. You want books, right? That's what we want. No. So Amazon bestsellers. Sorry. Okay. So you search for Amazon bestsellers for under books. Yeah, it's under books you are looking for. You are going to see something like ZGBS books. These are electronics. See, this one you can also consider them when you are going for other stuff. Right. Now let's click on books because that's our main target. We are once writing books. Okay. Alright. So these are best selling books on Amazon. These are best selling books. And you can see our Titans quick view is loading. Our Titans Pro we get it when we are searching for title here. Like this is it, Titans Pro. So it's for keywords, for getting your keywords. And then quick view is for doing the research for BSR. You see how is if I open one that I've not used for Amazon, I have not opened one that doesn't have tab, you see it's very different. Okay. So now this is new releases as well. You can see different different book on it. Okay. So now let's get to the research. So now why I opened bestsellers and new releases, they are different, they are for different uses. For instance, if you want to know okay why are people's books selling, so that is bestsellers, new releases. Bestsellers are books that they are selling consistently for long. New releases are books that are selling like that. They have high volume of sale and they have just been released or it's not been long they have been released. So those ones, if you're looking for traction, maybe mostly maybe for instance trend or something that you can hop on to and make quick bucks. Like you want your book, you want to make sales faster, new releases is better. Bestsellers, if you want to long term something, you study your category. Sorry, study your category and what exactly are you going to do with the information here. So if you look at this, if you're a newbie, you'll be very confused. What's all these things? But let's no, let me not confuse you. So I would not want to do vague you. I don't want to vague you and start going through everything here. I'll come down to your level. For instance, if I started, which niche would I want to do? So it's all up to you. Maybe you have a particular niche in mind prior to this video, and that's what you want to do. You can do it. But if you are just starting and you want to go for a niche where The interiors are easy to write and is not risky to write. Like, sorry, for instance, biographies now, they are very risky to write. You do it and they terminate your account. So biographies are very risky to write. Um, there are other niches as well like that. See? So then there are ones that are very tough to create. For instance, now engineering and transportation. If you are just starting, you don't have any business there. For instance, medical books now. There are a lot of niches that even textbooks now, all those textbooks, you don't have any business as a newbie to start writing them. Right? Well, let me show you. For instance, now there are people that like doing cookbooks. So let's check health, fitness, and dieting. Right? So see cookbooks as well. This is the first stage of research, bestsellers. So I'm going to take my time and explain it for you if you're just starting. Why, when you should create a book, so find the title, we'll check for title. Is this something I can work on or not? You understand? So is this something that is in demand? What are the major like similarities between books there? And where can I come in? What can I create to sell? So now these are the books under engineering and transportation. Gales of November is the number one under that place. The coming wave is another one. The AI what now each book you check was you ask yourself what was the reason? Like why was it written? This one now is I think is a history book too. The coming wave um this is about AI and the future of this is if anyone beats anyone dies, this is about AI too. Nuclear war. I think most of these books here they're talking about AI, nuclear power and the war, even though they're under engineering. And the interior of some of these books they are crazy. It's not something you can wake up and say you want to create. Let me show you. So if you open a book on your laptop for instance, you always see something like read sample somewhere around there. So you click on read sample to see if it's selling. Okay, so let me show you. So this is what the interior looks like. And as a newbie, I just starting out, you'll be overwhelmed. I don't want you to take months or weeks creating book and then after you don't make any sale. So you see something like this, now imagine how to build your own water with it. Imagine when you start finishing all these things one by one by. So there are some niche that you just leave it for people that are maybe brands and all those people. You can leave those ones for them. They are well grounded in that aspect. So remember we saw Days of November. Okay. So let's search for it. Days of November book. Okay. So this is Gales of November. And this is the tragic final voyage of Edmund Manuscript. This is this is the main book here. You see? Now this is somebody that wrote about it. And see this person has 24 KBSI. Let me open tab. If you come to over here, search for KDP BSI calculator. That's the one to check for the sales people make. So they are different. So this is Kindle Premium. They have so this is 11 books per day. This is an estimate though. This is an estimate. So select paperback. You show an estimate of nine sales per day. And if you calculate it, if Amazon finish removing all the royalties and stuff, this is 15.19. This was making about $6-7 per sale on this book, and then 7 times 11, that's almost $80 a day from this book in a day. Oh. Now it's not like it's one special something that is inside. So now I want to show you something. If you search for a title and people that have done it, they are recording. This one is 24 kbs, this one is 300 kbs, this one is 206 kbs. There are many of them. This one's yet to be released. This one goes to another person. November gives my keepers. So a lot of people are writing about. You look at this one too. The Gates of November, 108k. So they calm down. See, most of these books are showing, they are showing BSR. That means they have sold. If they have not sold, they will not show BSR. You see. So these are other books around that like they are doing well, they are selling, like they are doing well. Now let's get back to what we were doing. So this one, those are explaining medical engineering book for instance. Now this is medical books. I told this very a newbie, you don't have any business with this kind of books that the interior they are going to be long. Look at how many pages this one. Okay, this one is not even. Let me check the hard paperback of this book. This book is how many pages? 256 pages. Can you come down and be writing 256 pages? No. Everything is tuberculosis. So let's read sample and see what the interior looks like. Do you see how the interior looks like? This one is even easy to create safe. But, but you see long pages and for a beginner, I will not say. But if you want to know, okay, is this something like this book is about tuberculosis. So if you let me open another tab and search for everything about tuberculosis. Right. Everything is tuberculosis. That's a book. So this is the main book. Is everything's tuberculosis. This is a cookbook. Someone wrote a cookbook for the main book. So this is another cookbook too. So you see people can come up with ideas like this. Do the cookbook. Come up with ideas like this. Create a cookbook. So you create a cookbook for it. There are other things you can do about it. Okay. So if you are starting, most times we recommend you starting with travel guides. When you start travel guide, cool books. These are ones that me personally I would recommend you should start with. Okay. So this is travel guide for instance. So from here you can get titles that sell. For instance now, if I want to this is let's say I want to write do Asian countries. I want to check for instance, see most of them are mostly Japan. And you see you want to write Japan travel guide. Good. You can do Japan travel guides and so all this one now is learning Japanese workbook for beginners. All these things are ideas you can come up with. So you take your time around Amazon, the platform, you go through all of them. I've shown you how to get your check titles one by one. Is this selling or not? So this tool, how to use it now is for it depends on the kind of niche you're going for. For instance, if I want to do Japan travel guide, let me come here and search for Japan travel guide. So now this is over 3,000 results. Now for me, I don't do titles that are more than 300 results. So you see this one now is a no-no for me. Even though most of the books are selling, I will not do it because I will need a lot of ads. And what are the chances of me ranking? So I don't do books like this. And I also check if many of the writers are independent publishers. So if they are not independent published, I will not do this one is by through guys and it's Lonely Planet. So this one is independent published and it's independent published. Which other one? This one is DK Travel for those days. So you see most of them they are not even independent published. So what are my chances? Because I'm an independent publisher, it's just me now. So that's why I'm doing of it as well. But you can do this book and translate it and sell it in other marketplaces. For instance, now Amazon.es or Amazon.it. Amazon.it is for Italian marketplace. Amazon.it is an Italian marketplace. So from this I want to now it's going to be in the language now Japan, either the very Japan or something. So this is from an instance. See this one you just have 193 results here for the Italian market. While English you're having 3,000. So most times translate your book. If you write any book on other languages, translate it very well. Translate. So now I think I think I've covered a little bit of the research part of Amazon because if I continue like this, I'm going to stay too long on one topic. Like I said, you can start with travel, write a couple of travel guides, translate them. I'll show how to translate towards the as we continue. When we start getting to the part where we start generating content and all that, I will explain those ones. This is everything is tuberculosis, everything bestsellers. This is other these are other these are cookbooks you can create. But before you start creating, ensure that you check for trademark. So you're not gonna create something that is trademark. For instance now, good things and Manuscript. Let's check this one. You see? All these are books from so you see there are other books on it, that means it's not but this is what I mean. You come to this site, the name is tmsearch.espto. This is where you check for whether a title should mark. There are authors, all these authors like they are trademark. Some of them you go and do for instance like this Mel Robbins that has let them to you see she trademarked under what? 016. Always ensure 016 class for books. So if you write any book on this one, you will be blocked or terminated. You lose your account. Always check any title you want to work on. You come here and check for it. Let's see yoga. So now yoga kits. So if you go and do yoga kits, you might lose your account. Let's say yoga for seniors. It might be elder tribe yoga, decade yoga, elder tribe. So all these things very important. Before you do any title, check for it whether it's trademark. So you don't want to lose your account over nothing. So these ones for this one. Then let's go over to new releases. So these are new releases on Amazon, right? And quite a couple of them. You have religion and spirituality, you have parenting and relationships. There are a lot of niche. I think if you are just starting travel guide, self-help, they are not hard, they are not difficult to write. And most times they don't even need images, so that's why it's something I can recommend for you. For instance, now it's just about coming up with an idea from the book you saw. Okay, so this is enough. Eat your health, like eat your ice cream. So this is strangers, bell body. Let me check. Let me check for. Let me check it over here. Let's close this tab on Amazon ES. You can see this is the only book. So anybody that did this one, they have terminated their account because there's no way this person will do book now. People will not want to move them. So definitely the person lost their account, right? But we don't want to go into that. That's why I always say avoid biographies. There was a time biography used to sell, but now they don't. Yeah, I don't allow biography to serve any. So this is the other book there, Enough Your Health, Your Weight. It can have a other things to it, enough your health, your weight. You can do a cookbook to this, you can there are a lot of things ideas you can come up with for that one. You understand? So let's get to this is self-help book, so mind you. Just a few things I love about you. Sure. So just anyone you're going to calm down, check what are they all about. For instance now, let me put communication and social skills. Now this is communication and social skills. What are they all about? What is it all about? Racism, secret out of work, cost of quiet, how to be mentally stable. You check and then you can find the title here and model. If you are starting, most times it's model you do. And you can find the title excellent and do something about it. Like look at this one now. This is a Read Your Mind by Jose Pierman, which this person modeled the original book. Because this is the original book here. You see? And person modeled it. And it's making good sales from it. You understand what I'm trying to say now? So it happens. Read your mind. Cancel this. Amazon personalized app. But before you model enter to be sure that it's not something that is risky. So that's it for that one. Now the last part is AI. So let me let me open ChatGPT. Let me open ChatGPT. So you search for ChatGPT. Now, like I said, there are other extensions I use for my AI. The name of this one is AI PRM for ChatGPT. Look at it here. So you search for it and download it. You add to come. So you add your extension. If you log into your extension, let me open my ChatGPT and create an account. So I have to create an account with this one. So code will be sent to your email. Just so after this, we've created our account with ChatGPT. So everything I'm doing, I want to take it first time. I have all these accounts before, but I created a different profile so that you understand. Let's go from beginner stage, right? So no, skip all this stuff. and then get to the real stuff. Okay, so this part now, we are going to be using Amazon to do research for our book. Okay, so this is what I mean. Now, you see how my ChatGPT is looking because of this extension. It's AI PRM. You can pin them if you want to. Now, now, this is how we do your research. Now, if you have a particular niche you want to be, let's say self-help. Let me come back to this place now. Mm, Bestsellers, for instance, now. And my niche is regional cookbooks. Let's say baking, cookbooks baking. You see, these are titles here. So I will just screenshot these things now. I'll come over to Amazon here. I'll click on add photos and document. So I'll open it. I'll tell it these are my competitors for this niche. How do I create a title that ranks properly and are in demand by people buying these books? These are like my audience. Don't mind my typing. So he's going to go through the image and he's going to like, okay, what kind of titles am I going to create for? He's going to give you title suggestion. I can create something out of those ones. Another one is you can tell it, okay, if I want to do travel guide, where do I go? For instance, now there are cities in um, London. Sorry, there are cities in UK that maybe particular season people normally travel there for. You can ask it for all the festivals that are being held in a particular state or particular country, and you can write about them. You can write about their food. So you can do a lot of things on Amazon. Just open minded. Don't limit yourself to just once. Maybe because you do started with travel guide, and that's a travel guide. Expand. Always try more things. So you see this one is giving you why they are ranking. So let me see. Let me just tell it. Suggest five titles for me from the subtitles and suitable author names. So these are now easy bread baking for beginners. You see, it's giving you the names, and you come here and check. So it's not going to be like it's copying names. These are nice Michel Anderson, Maurizio, King Atokon. So none of them has that name there. So this one is step by step. You need to bake crusty. Now you've learned how to do research. I'm just touching the surface for most of this thing. But what is the next thing? How do you create content for? How do you create content for? Sorry. Yes. Now the next thing now is how we like start creating content for my book. How do I create the interior? You understand? So after research, that's the next part of Amazon. Okay. So for instance, let me click on this one. And then let me click on root sample. Let's see what the interior looks like. For instance, so this is what the interior of this one looks like. Now, if you are going to start, before we get to that part, there are different tools you can use for creating books interior. For instance, now Google Docs. There's Google Docs. You have Microsoft Word. Microsoft Word, you have Canva. There are some books that you use Canva for the interior, and you can Canvas too is for covers. So before creating I'm not going to create like content. I'm just going to introduce you to how creating content is. And maybe I'll suggest a couple of videos that you can use to learn how to create your interiors content. Remember, this is like a surface level. I'm like trying to touch everything at once, so that after watching this video, we are okay. We are no longer a beginner. After trying out a lot of things in this video, you are not going to call yourself a beginner anymore. You have one or two knowledge about KDP. Okay, so now these are the tools. So before that, let me show you how to create book covers. How to create book covers, right? So creating book covers, before we normally use Canva to edit, but now we use AI to create our book covers. So there's no need for you to all right. So let's like I said, creating covers with ChatGPT. Let's just create covers with ChatGPT. Interesting. We'll come over to ChatGPT here. Now, remember, every book have a dimension that you use for them. For instance, now this one now, if you are doing cool book now, dimension is 8.5 by 11. This one is even 9.3 by 10 point. Every book has dimension. There are books that are 6 by 9. So you know that to always check the dimensions of your book competitors. So let's say I want to do this one now. I'll just copy it like this. I'll paste this here, and I'll tell Amazon, tell ChatGPT, generate the book cover for this. See, I not give it any dimension, so I can say it dimension is 8.5 by 11. It can still go. And this ChatGPT is a free version, so they will only allow you to generate, I think, 3 to 4 images per day. If you are just starting out, it's okay, it's fine. You can do your 3 or 4 images. So we learn how to prompt very well, so you don't go and give you don't go and do rubbish. Prompt your this thing very well. Like sometimes you can tell it what you want, for instance. So let me allow, this is the one you generated from, let me see. And then I can tell it things that is going to adjust. I will not tell, okay, main color theme should be green. I want this, I'm just like giving, I don't want to use sophisticated English. I want images around the main title, a soft background with transparency. So you see this one, you can tell it I want the subtitle border and the main title very big, spanning across 3 lines. Just describe your this thing very well for you. So let me just use this one for instance now. Let me just use it as I am. But you see how it generates image for us. Very easy. You don't have to stress yourself and be designing on Canva. Very easy. So after this now, the next thing you want to do, this is for ebook mostly. The next thing you want to do is your KDP cover calculator. You want to check for paperback. So I'm going to be working on this simultaneously. You come and search for KDP cover calculator, for instance. So you see this is a KDP cover calculator, and you search for paperback black. If it's paperback, you want to use hardcover, the same pattern. One black and white, if it's interior black and white paper, left to right, dimension inches. 3 is 8.5 by 11. Remember, if it's 6 by 9, you see 6 by 9 here. Where is 6 by 9, sir? Yes, 6 by 9. There's 5.5 by 8 point. This statement So there are different versions. Then how many pages is your, let's say your page is 120. Click on calculate dimensions, 11.25. So these are your dimensions going to be. We are going to do it when we get to Canva. So let me show that you have generated my image. Then open Canva and we'll start generating we'll start doing our cover. So after this, showing you how to do your cover, download it, then we'll now enter the content generation part, and I'll give you one or two tips when publishing. So that's that's going to be the end of the video, which I know by the end of this video you would have learned a lot, and I'm going to give you some tips to use. You see how this is what I asked you to do for me. 3 lines, 1, 2, 3. This is the subtitle, this is your tone, this is the image I told to give me around. You see, if you come to video, it's going to give you what you want. So you download this thing, and then let's come to Canva and create an account. So you create an account with email. So as usual, so you enter students, university, college. So I think students they might give you one or two privileges like that. So now just come to create here and set up custom size. Then now change this to inches. Remember here 17.52 by 11 point. So there, that's what you're going to use here. 17.52 by 10 point what? So 5 right? 11.25. To create new design. Now you can also take ChatGPT to generate the back cover for you. So while we wait for it to generate image, we'll come back to ChatGPT here and let's name this book cover. Now when you upload the ebook, it should be JPEG format, but when it's paperback, PDF format. So let's just upload. When you upload this, onto our downloads, remember this is what I will download. Just open it. So see, this is supposed to be the center, but the image that ChatGPT gave me is not 8.5 or 11. That's why I'm getting this thing. So you can stretch it like, just make sure the text is not anywhere close to this query because of cutting and all that. Let me come back to this. So it's done generating image, and also it's going to have a place for ISBN code. So we don't want that to show in the. Okay, let's still wait for it to generate. Sometimes, let me just add, let me just duplicate this page. So there are different ways you can do your ebook. Sometimes I normally do, I'll just come here and search for shapes like maybe square. I'll add it here and enter my text there. And you can reduce your distance if you want to add my text here. I'll paste the back cover description. Change this color to something else. I'll say solid black, solid green, solid black. So just be creative with your cover. And this one, let's wait for this to finish installing. Right. So now also be look check out the covers in your niche before you start doing. You don't want to be like different from everybody. You understand? For instance, now let me go back to particular this particular um you see all this book here. You see they just have images. There's niche that you enter. See this one, a ninja crispy. There are niche that you enter, you will see that many of them don't have images. So don't can use image. This one and many of them have images, you can use images in just make sure you're not like going astray. So you're not astray, not being different. You can be different, but remember, you're an established author. You have to do what others are doing that is working for them. So, so this is the back cover of the book. But if you use this book now, it's not going to, but they're going to add their own ISBN code, right? So I'll show you how to do go about that one as well. This is the image here. So you add it to this one. Just come up here. This one. If I drag it now, it's a way more than 8.5 by 11. So I normally do this, I just cut it off here. You see? You see got the result I want. Just change the color to blue. You can see drag this down if you want to. Continue this. But you are going to give space for them to add EIC code around there. So that I believe this will do. So this are you see I've created to cover already. The other one is just exit generate the back cover description. So you just copy these ones and that's what you paste at the back of that text. The other one that doesn't have, so let me copy it and come back here. I'll just paste it. Change it to white. So when you are done, you just click down share and you click on download PDF print and just current page. You download it, right? Just click download here and it's going to download to your drive as a PDF format. This is what you are publishing for paperback or hardcover. Alright, so next one we are going to generate content and then publish. So that will be the end, and then I'll drop the tips as I was going to drop. This is my document. Google Docs. Like I said, you're going to just go to googledocs.google.com and then you get your docs format, right? So what do you want to do here now? Click on download here. This is after you are done. You can come over to that part. Now go on YouTube, check videos on how to use Google Docs because I cannot explain everything here, right? So you come to page setup, you have to set up your page. Remember we're using 8.5 there, which is a letter size. So you click on letter size here and click on OK. You see now my page has increased because if you are going to be working with those kind of, so you need proper. Unless I want to adjust my margin to this much, and then maybe this one too now. So it's all up to you. It's all up to you. First thing we need to do is to paste our title and subtitle. We'll come back to this page when we're getting them. So these are auto title and stuff. You come back here, you copy them and paste. So that's our title, subtitle, and author name. Now we'll go back to ChatGPT. We'll now get generate the copyright page. Generate a copyright page for this book. Now every book have their own pattern, right? There are some you add images at the beginning. Some everybody have their own way. Some people even do about the author for their book. So you maybe we'll try to do that one too. There are different methods which you can do this book. So now let me also see generate the about the author page. So let's say this is the copyright page of and disclaimer for the book. We'll come over to here. It's going to be on the second page. So we'll paste it here, right? Alright, now we'll cancel this thing. Let me just do some minor editing so you don't mess everything up when you start yours. So this is the only thing that should be on the first page. You can add a picture if you want to. For instance, now let's say I downloaded this first image you gave us. Let's say I want to use it. I can download it here and add it to the first page if I wanted, or you can be on the second page. So just click here, upload from computer, and then upload it to cover up. Okay, so there are ways to this thing. Just calm down and take your time to learn how to do this proper research. Like this one, everyday bread made simple. I might increase the font to 40 or 60 self, and then I'll change the font because that's my title. I'll make it this way, and then this one now. So as you can see, first page, second page, copyright page. You can choose to increase this though. Once I increase it to 12 points, copyright page, disclaimer. I can also say about the author. So say about the author here. You copy it as well. You come over to here and you paste it. Sometimes you can add an image, like let me show you. Just come to free image generator AI. You just come think open art does though. Which one? So you can even just find a way, generate image, and then put it on there as the author. You don't have to start showing your face that you're the author. Lauren Banner is a woman, so you can just come here, just say a lady that cooks. For instance, the dimension is 2 3 or 1 1 since it's a passport. Then it's PNG. Mm-hmm. It's not generating. So let's see what it's going to give us. Okay, as I'm waiting for this one to generate. Okay, let's say this is what it's giving us. So just click download it. You download it, you come over to here, and let's say open this on a new chapter, and then upload the image here. So this is a little too big. So there are ways to this stuff, right? There are different ways to this stuff. Now, if I want to use this format, okay, this format, if I want to separate it, I want to do a separate page. Now you come over to here. See, I'm here now. I'll now come here. I'll click on insert. I'll do break, session break, not page break, session break. I'll now come over to here and click on format. Then I'll do columns, double. So the column now is going to be double. Right now, if I come and import that same image now, it's not going to take up the whole space. It's only going to take up that one part of it. Understand? Then if I see paste this one about the author, are you seeing it? It's now from here to here. You can now modify it. Maybe I want it to be 12. I'll paste it again. So mm. so can do pretty much minimal editing then, but you see how this one. So when you are done with all these ones, you just come here and click on insert and do another page break again, session break. Then here now you now remove the column here and make it full. So if I say generate the table of contents for me, you calm down and just calm down. Understand what your computers are doing first. Check how the interior. Let me show you for instance now. This book now. Let's check the interior. I want to see what it looks like on the interior and something we can do about it. So that I'm using 8.5 doesn't mean the see this one is 7.5 by 9.25. Just do what works for you. You understand? Do what works for you. Use the bread machine, cookbook, perfect meat. You see how the inside is, the content, images. This is the table of contents. You see, this is the image for the first food. Then look at the content, image, content, image. So cookbook is not really that difficult if you look at it. Just can do your content proper. No. Now you actually to give you table of content. Okay, so look at table of content it's giving us. This is how many pages. This is eight chapters. You come over to here and you paste your table of content. You now come down, start editing them. If you want it to be page by page, this one now just has 2 pages, which is something I like. You remove all these lines, remove all this stuff, and edit them. So a lot to still go into. That's why I say you should watch a video on how to properly edit content. Or maybe as time goes on, I'll do videos on how to edit in a manuscript and stuff. But for now, this is what I will do. Then after all this and all this, you need to publish, right? That's the last thing on this. Now when you want to publish now, let me show you. Okay, right. So I'm just going to use this account to show you one or two stuff. Now I'm doing paperback, so I'll come here, I'll click create paperback book, right? So before you publish, make sure your book is ready. After you're done checking the pages and everything, your cover is ready. You now come to this place and paste your title. This is your title. So this is the title and this is the subtitle. You paste it. I normally paste mine together, so I don't use subtitle. I use paper. I do everything I want on the title. Then the author name, Ben Ayat. You paste it together the last name. I don't use his first name. Then I don't use copyright. Me, save as draft. Now let's come back to this one now. As the AI generates the book description for me, suitable for Amazon shoppers with suitable for Amazon shoppers with a sharp hook and ending intro. Sorry, ending CTA. So you want them to be captured, like the first line will hook them, then the last one is to convert them to like buy the book. So if you ever wanted to make your own bread, you understand, things like this, and then copy. So we'll also do a little keyword on that one as well. So this is the book description is giving us. We'll come back to this part and then we click on, we paste it, choose categories. So we save as draft, then come to categories, hash it. And 14 backend keywords that you can use for it. So now keywords, you can get keywords from tools, you can get keywords from now these categories. Remember, it's a cookbook, so just click on cookbooks, food and wine, click on baking, then see it's about bread. You can do general, come over here, search for cookbooks again, cookbooks, food and wine, find something else, let's say quick and easy, something like that. We have gotten our 3 key category. It does not mean that you must do 3. You can do 2 or 1. Anyone, there are some that you will not get any other categories for it. So your keywords, for the keywords, what do you use for the keywords? Easy bread recipes. Now, before I do keyword, I always like to check Amazon. So I go to Amazon.com and then I will check So I'll check for easy bread this. You see all these things are easy bread recipes for beginners, easy bread recipes, easy bread cookbook. So I'm going to put them in my book. So we have easy bread recipes for beginners, easy bread cookbook, easy bread natural recipes. Which other ones are we getting from AI? Quick bread making. So you can tell it I want 6 to 7 words, keywords that fit into Amazon frame. Easy handmade bread baking for beginners. You see, all these you can use long form. Long forms they are faster to convert. And you want something that fits into this frame. That's why I asked you to give something that fits into Amazon frame. So I don't know this one will fit though. Let's check sure. Okay, it did not actually fit. Reliable bread techniques for beginners. So you can use this one. It's not much of a technique that we understand. So after you're done with this part, you just save and continue. Then you upload your manuscript, right? So assign ISBN, upload manuscript. Come here, you select 8.5 by 11. Then you upload your manuscript, upload your cover. Then no, launch preview approved. Go to the next one and price it. So that's all about publishing. So here are a couple of tips I want to give you. Now, if you want to go for an Amazon, you want to like be making good money on Amazon. You don't have to limit yourself to one niche, one. You don't have to limit yourself to one thing. Apart from that one, you don't have to limit to one account. Create different accounts, and when you're managing them, once you just create it, use a different browser. Then log in, do your thing, log out. You understand? Because Amazon crazy. Sometimes you don't want to experience that crazy part of Amazon. So do your part and keep on pushing. Even if you are not seeing results, remember great things take time. As long as you know that this thing I'm doing, I'm getting better at it. Keep on. Don't have that. You have to. It's not a get rich quick scheme. You understand? It's something you have to calm down. And I believe I've um, I've done my part on this. So kindly subscribe